Hello, this is Dr. Sunil Dutt, working at Department of Science and Technology of Faculty of Science, Faculty of Education and Methodology, Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Topic of my presentation is about the definition of laser and absorption and emission of radiation. So basically, laser is an acronym which stands for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. So laser is a device used to produce a strong, monochromatic, collimated, and highly coherent beam of light. And it depends on the phenomena of stimulated emission. So this phenomena of stimulated emission was introduced by famous scientist Albert Einstein, and the course of optics you have studied about the properties of a coherent beam. So a coherent beam is a bundle of light waves which have same phase difference. So in order to understand the functioning of a laser, we should know some basic definitions, such as the absorption of radiation. So, as the word stands for itself, absorption. So, in case of absorption of radiation, uh, when an atom it is in its ground state and a photon of frequency h nu is incident over it, it comes to its excited state after absorbing the photon. This process is known as absorption of radiation. So, as you can see in the E notes, uh, there are two levels of energy. One is known as 1 and the other higher excited state is known as 2. So we have labeled these two levels 1 and 2 as the ground level and the first excited state. And the energy of the ground state is E1 and the energy of the excited state is E2. So when a photon of energy h nu, which is equal to E2 minus E1, so this energy of the incident photon must be equal to the energy difference of the two levels. So when we when an photon of energy h nu being hit on the atom, it is being absorbed by the atom, and the atom goes from its ground state E1 to the excited state E2. So, according to Einstein, the probability of absorption of radiation is given by P12, which is equal to B12 times U nu, where P12 is Einstein's coefficient of absorption of radiation, and U nu is the energy density of the incident radiation. So, if we know how much number of incident photons is coming, and we know the value of the Einstein's coefficient P12, we can calculate the probability that what will be the probability of absorption of that photon by the bunch of atoms. So when this atom is being absorbed, when this photon is being absorbed by the atom, then this will decay by certain processes, and these processes are known as the emission of radiation. So basically, emission of radiation is of two types. One is known as the spontaneous emission of radiation. So when an atom is in its excited state, which we have labeled as 2, and the energy of this state is E2, it can remain there only for 10 to the power minus 8 seconds. So after that much of time, it must decay to its ground state. So after that, it comes to its ground state and releases a photon of energy h nu. And this energy h nu is exactly equal to the energy difference of the two levels named as 1 and 2. So this process is called as spontaneous emission of radiation. The probability of spontaneous emission of radiation is given by A21 is equal to A21, where A21 is Einstein's coefficient of spontaneous emission of radiation. And this is independent of the density of incident photons. The second process, which was given by Einstein, is the stimulated emission of radiation. So in this case, when an atom is in its excited state and another photon of energy Hu is incident over it, so the atom comes to its ground state. But now, instead of one, two photons of energy H2 are released. So when these two photons of energy H each are incident on another two excited state, four photons of energy H each are released. So this process goes on continuously, and as a result, a monochromatic unidirectional beam of photon is released, which is known as the stimulated emission of radiation. So as you can see in the E nodes, we have plotted the two figures. In first one, the you can see the ground state is labeled as E1 and the excited state is labeled as E2. So when an incident photon Hu is hitting the atom, which is in excited state, so this atom will return back to its ground state by emission of two photons, and the direction of these two photons will be similar. So the probability of stimulated emission of radiation is given by B21 with the suffix stimulated equal to A21 plus B21 times U mu, where B21 is Einstein's coefficient of stimulated emission of radiation and U mu is energy density. So here you already know that A21 is the probability of spontaneous emission. So stimulated emission is a combination of spontaneous emission plus stimulated emission. So now the question arises that what is the difference between the spontaneous emission and the stimulated emission of radiation? So we can point out these one by one. So we make a table of columns. In one we can write spontaneous emission and another we can write stimulated emission. So in the case of spontaneous emission, the photons are emitted from various atoms and have no phase relationship between them. However, in case of stimulated emission, the emitted photons have same frequency and are in phase with incident photons. And since these incident photons are in the same phase, so all of the decayed photons will be in same phase. The second point is spontaneous emission is that achieved radiations are inherent. However, in case of stimulated emission, achieved radiations are coherent and are unidirectional. Third point is the emitted photons can move in any direction in case of spontaneous emission. However, in case of stimulated emission, for every incident photon, there are two outgoing photons moving in the same direction. And the final point is that in this process of spontaneous emission, the rate of transition process, that is the rate of transition from excited state E2 to lower energy state E1 is proportional to the number of excited electrons remaining into the excited state E2. And this process of spontaneous emission is not favorable for the laser action. However, in case of stimulated emission, in this process, the rate of emission is proportional to the number of atoms in the excited state and the energy density of the incident radiation, and this is the favorable condition for the laser action. So, as I have already told you that an atom which is in excited state cannot hold its energy more than the 10 to the power minus 8 second. Those atoms in which the electrons remains there for a larger period. So these atoms or these states are known as the metastable state. So we can give the definition of metastable state as a long-lived energy state, which is of the order of typically 10 to the power minus 3 second, which is very large as compared to 10 to the power minus 8 second. So if you see there here, there is a factor of 10 raised to the power 5, so which is equal to you can say 10 lakh. So from where the excited atoms do not return to the lower level instantaneously is called metastable state. And metastable states are those energy levels of the atom from which the transitions to the ground states are not allowed by selection rules. So selection rules are failed uh, to this type of phenomena which are available in case of metastable states. So the next point is the Einstein's relation between spontaneous and stimulated emission or transition probabilities. So we want to derive the relation or the we want to determine the values of the Einstein coefficient which are given as A12, A21 and B21. So consider an assembly of atoms in thermal equilibrium at temperature capital T with radiation of frequency mu and energy density U. Let N1 and N2 are the number of atoms at any instant in the states 1 and 2 respectively. The probability of absorption that the number of atoms in state 1 that absorb a photon and rise to state 2 per unit time is given by N1 multiplied by probability P12 will be equal to N1 times P12 into unit. And you know that this B12 is the Einstein coefficient and U is known as the energy density of the incident photon. So the total probability of emission that the number of atoms in high state 2 uh, will drop to lower state 1 either spontaneously or under stimulated emission by emitting a photon per unit time is the sum of the two probabilities. So we can write that N2 P21 will be equal to N2 times A21 plus B21 mu. So we write first one equation as 1 and this one as equation 2. So at thermal equilibrium, the absorption probability is equal to the total emission probability, or we can write N1 P12 will be equal to N2 P21. And replacing the value of N1 P12 and N2 P21, we can write N1 B12 U nu will be equal to N2 times A21 plus B21 U nu. Now what we do, we divide this expression by N1 B12. So we will get U nu equal to A21 upon N1 upon N2 into B12 minus B21. After rearranging expressions, we can write A21 upon B21 multiplied by 1 upon N1 upon N2 into B21 upon B21 minus 1. So here Einstein made some arrangement and he gave the statement that the probability of stimulated absorption is equal to the probability of stimulated emission at the position of thermal equilibrium. So we can write B12 will be equal to B21. So the equation 3 we can again write as U nu is equal to A21 upon B21 into 1 upon N1 upon N2 minus the 1. This we name as equation number 4. So from Boltzmann's law, the ratio of the populations of two levels at temperature T is expressed as N1 upon N2 is equal to E times exponential of E2 minus E1 upon KT, or N1 upon N2 is equal to exponential of or e to the power h nu upon KT, where h is Planck's constant and K is Boltzmann constant and T is the absolute temperature. So after replacing the value of N1 upon N2 in equation 4, we can write U nu is equal to A21 upon B21 times 1 upon exponential of h nu upon KT minus 1. Now, according to Planck's law, we know that the energy density of radiation U nu is given by U nu is equal to 8 pi h nu q upon CQ into 1 upon exponential of h nu upon KT minus 1, where C is velocity of light and nu is the frequency of radiation. So when we compare equation 5 with equation 6, we can observe that A21 upon P21 is equal to 8 pi h nu q upon CQ. So at thermal equilibrium, the probability of spontaneous emission increases rapidly with the energy difference between two states, and this expression Sabin is known as the relation between the Einstein's coefficient A21 and B21. That is all for this lecture. Thank you very much.